Okay, so I have seen Invincible Season 4, Episode 7, and I'm here to give my review. And here's maybe the first episode in the entire season, which makes it sound like I hate this season. I don't. I actually really love it. But it's the first episode where I genuinely, have no complaints. Other than some, it's not good animation, but honestly, I'm just used to it with Invincible. Some weird things, like I feel like Space Racer should have done better. And some just minor things like that. But, oh, actually, one thing that I do find kind of dumb, and the closest thing to a complaint that I have is, okay, even if they would have missed the darts, the darts that, made the Viltrumites really, really weak. Even if they missed them, why would you not go after Thragg? You would still want to kill him. I mean, the entire goal is to kill Thragg, but you're not going to go up against them. Also, why didn't you just, why did you specifically give them to Tech Jacket? Couldn't you have just given them to, Mark or Nolan to run up and stab him? But, yeah, that may be my only problem. So you had a clear and pretty easy way of defeating Thragg, and then you wasted it on all the other minor Viltrumites that they just literally said at the start of the fight to ignore and go after Thragg. Sure, okay. But overall, that's really it for complaints. Now, I will say, the episode is more epic than it is, amazingly written. Episode 5 of this season was just amazingly written. This episode is just way more epic, and really great writing is shallower, or is not seen as much. The scene between Thragg and Nolan where they're talking on Viltrum, basically saying that where Thragg gives Nolan a second chance, and Nolan's like, this place is not my home, you guys aren't my family, it's dead, you need to move past it. And Thetis and in his conversations where Thragg is telling him that Thetis would Thetis values your life, Mark's life, and Oliver's life less than I do. And he's not wrong. But overall, speaking of Thragg, let's talk about him. Okay, so here's my thing. Thragg is a really awesome villain, really cool, really powerful. As we've seen in this episode, he's not an amazing villain. Okay, I'll just say this. Anyone who's gonna be I feel like there's two reactions that we're gonna see as the show goes on. A, people are going to hella overhype Thragg to say, oh, he's one of the greatest comic book villains of all time, or one of the greatest comic book villains put to screen of all time. Honestly, I don't even think he's in top 15. Based on what happened in the comics, I just don't think he's that good. He's a good villain. Maybe even great, but he's never will be fantastic. I honestly think this episode is one of the peaks for his character, because personally, to me, anyone who puts him in top tier, top 20, top 25 comic book villains of all time, honestly, maybe even top 30, I think you are dead wrong. Because he's just not that guy. I mean, he's not amazing. And I think I was talking to them about this, and they were like, oh, what do you mean the leader of the Viltrumites, the most powerful Viltrumite is not amazing, is just good. Okay, I don't care how powerful he is. There's plenty bad villains that are powerful. I mean, there's this dude in the comics, he has, when he was made, he had the power of every single Beyonder, but he's not a good villain because he was poorly written in the final issue. He was actually pretty well written in the previous issues, and they just dropped the ball in the final issue, but that's unrelated. But Thragg here was really great. I don't want to downplay Thragg. I'm saying, personally, I wasn't underhyped with Thragg last episode because I knew he wasn't amazing. He was just good, and that's what he was last episode. But yeah, Lee Pace gives an amazing performance. No one should have doubted this man. I did. I'm sorry. He was just a little too high pitched last episode. But man, he was amazing. Thragg got all his aura back, even if it makes no goddamn sense. Like, bro just saw the most deadly thing in the entire universe, Space Racer's beam come at him, and they just didn't move. Like, I think bro's just into aura farm. Like, him, Batman, Daredevil, and Tony Stark may be the top 4 aura farmers in comic books. Like, they're just doing it for the love of the game. They got no reason to do that. They just want aura farm. Well, overall, Thragg was really, really great in this episode. And let's talk about this. I really like the flashbacks with Emperor Argyle, although maybe I did miss it and not see it properly, but I'm pretty sure they don't show the panel where Thetis puts the knife in Argyle's skull. I could have missed it because it was like 2 seconds long, probably. It would have been that length. But that wasn't in the show, and it's sorely missed. So sad. But that opening scene was just amazing with the music and with the score and the dialogue with Thragg and Thetis and Argyle. It was all amazing, honestly. Also, it's neat to learn that Thragg was made and perfectly designed to be the strongest Viltrumite. I think it works pretty well for a story, you know? What else? Oh yeah, that opening, the purge scene was great. I love how we actually get to see the scene from season 1 with Conquest, Thula, and that other guy. I forgot who the other guy was, I'm sorry. See them, except now we're actually seeing how grim and dark it was, because before there it was light, beautiful, perfect, but here it's just very dark and grim. Although, I don't know how I feel about one thing. Invincible is shortening its timeline. I believe they said Omni-Man was 1,000 years old in the previous episode, in an episode a little bit ago. They lowered Mark's coma to 2 months. I don't know if it was in comics, to be fair. I forgot. They did lower they made basically Argyle's death, Purge, and the Scourge virus in like a year's time. Like, not that long ago. I mean, a little disappointing. Mainly because it just kind of shortens and weakens some of the lore a little bit. You know, like, why make Nolan 1,000 years old when he was implied to be like, I think 3,000 in the comics? I just don't get it. Also, fact check me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure they confirmed he was 1,000 years old, right? Anyways, yeah. Also, Mark had maybe one of his coolest moments. He did peak in the season 3 finale, but honestly, the moment where he boasted about killing Conquest and all the Viltrumites just looked at him was pretty crazy. Pretty good, you know? What's the other moment? Let's think. I got it. So, the other moment is the end. The end with Mark was just really, really good. I really liked it. Although, I'm pretty sure, actually I'm not pretty sure, I'm almost positive Mark gets a worse injury in the comics. But, hey, whatever. Also, I see people being mad at Thragg's response that there's already 2 Viltrumites. That there's already 2 little Viltrumites, and he can't kill Mark. And I do get it. I mean, he did just kill Thetis. But that was out of anger. And while Mark, it does make more sense. And, of course, they need plot armor to live. I mean, honestly, Thragg probably should be dead. I think Space Racer could have gotten him. Like, I don't think it would have been that hard. And the bullet, but of course, plot armor is a thing. Invincible is terrible power scaling, but I'm not gonna say this is an episode where that's the case. But also, yeah, Thragg is, like I said, crazy strong in this episode. Like, honestly, I think people are slightly overrating his strength, People are acting like I saw a poll where it's like, how much stronger is Thragg compared to a normal Viltrumite? 21% said 10 times, which I think it's 10 times. Around that area. That's the closest one I had. 58% I think said 100 times. Then 24% that would mean 55. My bad. 24% of people said it was 1,000 times. Guys, he's not that strong. If he wanted to do that, Telestra's dead. Telestra's gone. If Mark, Nolan, and Thetis, who all got absolutely curb stomped by Thragg, with Space Racer could destroy Viltrum, a dying planet, then Thragg would have just gone and killed Telestria. No, Thragg's not 1,000 times stronger than the average Viltrumite. Especially since, spoiler for the comics, I believe, in the next episode where it's revealed that there's only 37 Viltrumites, which I will say, I don't think makes sense by the amount of Viltrumites we've seen killed. How are there only 37 left? I feel like it would be a lot less than that. But, anyways, out of the 37 Viltrumites left, he said that all of them together could blow up Earth. What? If you're 1,000 times stronger than the average Viltrumite, you could kill by yourself. Anyways. Sorry, quick rant about people overscaling Thragg and overrating him. But, yeah. Anyway, speaking of blowing a planet, that is one of the best scenes of the show. Honestly, that scene, the Debbie and Nolan argument scene, the what will you have in 500 years, and when Mark was like, I can see the future, you won't live to see tomorrow. Those 4 scenes are the best in the show. Personally, my favorite would probably go the 500 years, either the Debbie scene or the... Shoot, what's it called? I just said the Conquest scene with Mark after Eve dies, and then this scene, but they're all amazing. And honestly, Thragg crashing out, killing Thetis, almost killing Omni-Man, almost killing Mark. It was insane. And Oliver, you stupid. You dumb Oliver. You idiot. But it was all great. Personally, I think this is one of the best episodes. Actually, no, not one, but this is the best episode of Invincible. While it doesn't have my favorite scene in it, it's by far the best. Yeah. Sorry, something out my window. Anyways, it was crazy through and through. While sure, episodes like episode 5 of this season and the first half of the season 1 finale, or the first 2/3 of the season 1 finale are better written, which also, quick thing, the season 1 finale I think drags way too long. I just want to establish that, because I don't know if I'll ever make a Invincible top 10 best episodes, but if I will, I'm going to bring up how that episode was perfect until the last 15 minutes where it just dragged and dragged and dragged with useless scenes. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, this episode is a perfect 10 out of 10. Yes, IMDb is rating it too highly. My IMDb, a 10 out of 10 for this episode is my 10 out of 10. I think it's 10 out of 10. But IMDb-wise, it's like a 9.1, 9.2. It's not 9.9. I'm going to be so honest. I don't think... Actually, maybe not 9.2 this episode. I think this episode is a 9.3 IMDb score. What I would think would be realistic for it. Even though I would personally maybe give it a 9.2. But, an IMDb 9.9, you're a masterpiece. And this episode's not a masterpiece. Not only you're a masterpiece, you're just straight up one of the best things ever made. That's not it. I honestly, this isn't even top 10 best comic book or superhero show episodes ever made. And I hate that Invincible is just so highly rated with IMDb. I don't know what they have going for them that gives them, 9.8 or higher. But, they gotta stop, because now I gotta hate on them because it's overrated. The fact that this, genuinely... a quick rant about the Invincible War. Honestly, this is my rant about any episode. I'm not lying when I say I think the Invincible War episode is worse than every single episode in Daredevil Season 3. You know what every single episode in Daredevil Season 3 is? Lower rated than the Invincible War. That's absurd. I'm sorry. Blindside the Devil, and New Napkin not being above any episode of Invincible is absurd. Anyways, my rant's done. I'm done with that. I'm just saying, Invincible is too high IMDb ratings, and they gotta lower it down, okay? Like, it has to go down, okay? Anyways, yeah, this episode's perfect. Best episode of the series. Bye.